Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Use the options on the left to edit league settings and choose what role you want to run. It's week 4 of the 2024 season, and we'll see Jordan Love. He's 4th in the NFL in passing touchdowns this season. It's the Packers and the Vikings, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A good one coming up here in the NFC North. So great to be with you, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, love this division. Geographic proximity, legacy, physicality. It's all that you love about football, and all the teams in this division really have some positives going for their franchises.
I think this is one of the more intriguing divisions across the entire league, right? On one hand, Mike, you have Detroit, you have Green Bay. They have their long-term answer at quarterback, and when you have that box checked, you have a chance at the playoffs.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here comes the pack, and here comes Jordan Love. 5th season as quarterback, but Greg just his 2nd as a starter, waited his turn, and had a really good first year as a starter.
Here we have a guy, Mike, just really coming off a tremendous outing last week. It seemed like everything was working for him in that win. The early rhythm he was able to establish, he rode that to the final whistle. He had an answer for everything the defense threw at him. And if he continues to stay one step ahead and continues to protect the ball at this rate, this is going to be a hard group to beat.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On the ground, this is the 2022 rushing champ, Josh Jacobs. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. He'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a 1st down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
They get 10 yards on the hook up there. 1st down, Packers. They'll run out of the gun with Jacobs. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. On play action, Love. He's got it inside the 5. And he will get into the end zone. Jaden Reed. Touchdown, Packers. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's 1st possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Following the touchdown, here's Slide to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Vikings led out by the rookie, J.J. McCarthy. Won the national championship at the University of Michigan. Wasn't asked to throw it a ton during that championship run, but very athletic, very impressive. And Greg, he's the guy for the Vikes.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice, Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
Here's 2nd and 9. In motion, it's Jefferson. They'll go play action here with McCarthy. Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. The Packers have it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it and which team does a better job taking it away.
1st and 10. They'll go play action with Love. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the gun, here comes Jacobs. He'll work forward for a couple. Blake Cashman up from the linebacker's spot to make the tackle. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He's got a man. That's Watson. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. Good for a Green Bay 1st down. From the gun, it's Love. That is into the hands of Wicks. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. A 2nd down throw for Love. That'll be caught. It's Josh Jacobs. Looking for a seam, but will not find one. He'll take this down to the 4-yard line. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Love. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Jordan Love. Touchdown, Green Bay. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Following the touchdown, here's Sly to kick it away. Ty Chandler now to bring it back. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Jones. And he's going to take this past the 45, and that's good enough for a 1st down. They run it once more with Jones. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. 2nd down and 8. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
That one complete to Sherfield. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. This is Jones. Finding space at the 15. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
And after parting ways with the Packers, Jones kind of surprised some by staying in the NFC North. He signs with Minnesota, and he joins an offense that is loaded with talented skill players. So if he can continue to be the playmaker he's been throughout his career, they've got themselves a nice young group here in Minnesota, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll run here. This is Ty Chandler. And he's close to the first down. Gets 4 yards on the gain, but it will bring up 3rd down. They'll spread the formation here. Let's see what the call is on 3rd and inches. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it. He's going to have a Vikings first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. They'll run it here with Jones. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to...
That one, take it in. Jordan Addison, touchdown, Minnesota.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. For the return, it's Keyshawn Nixon. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. On first down, it's Love. Toward the middle, that one caught by Watson. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. Now Love. Throw to the sideline. Well done. Good job with the feet. Stays in bounds. It looks like, and yes, they do, have the first down. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Love.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Here's Love. He'll keep this himself. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. On 2nd down, Love. A short throw there, pulled in by Musgrave. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. It's the Packers on top. And we're back at Lambeau Field in just a moment. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Here's Love to throw. Here's a screen taken in by Jacobs. They had the right play call. The screen goes for 15 and a 1st down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. To throw is Love. A pass taken in by Watson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Love to throw. Right back to Watson. Another grab. And he's into the end zone. Christian Watson. Touchdown, Packers.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass, results in the touchdown pass. But really everything they did, the entire possession, worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Following the touchdown, here's Sly to kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. On play action, here's McCarthy. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. From the gun, here's McCarthy. Got a man, that's Sherfield. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. Now Jones. He'll get about 2. Jair Alexander up from the secondary to make the stop. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On the handoff, Jones. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. He'll try and get there on the ground. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass, Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns.
He is in. Jordan Addison. Touchdown, Vikings. Second touchdown of the game. Season total now up to 5. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Reichard good with the extra point. And the Vikings draw closer here. It's 21-14. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. Now on the return, he has lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. And he's going to take it in for the touchdown. Whoa! Have a friend in the right spot at the right time. The fumble, not a turnover, but a TD. You couldn't ask for a better turn in momentum. Not only did they score, Greg, but then they kick it off, and they scored again.
Well, how many times, Mike, do you hear teams talking about the double dip, right? You go in before the half, you score, you come out of the break, and you score again. They were able to do a double dip without ever having to go to the halftime break. I mean, back-to-back chances to score before the opposing offense even has a chance to take the field.
So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. Here's Nixon on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. To throw is Love. This one complete. Right side, it's Watson. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
On 1st and 10, here comes Jacobs. He'll take this down to the 47. Blake Cashman up from the linebacker's spot to make the tackle. Dobbs headed in motion. They'll run the draw with Jacobs. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Great job by the defense here, quickly realizing that this was going to be a draw. They're not caught off guard thinking that they're defending the pass. They're able to not only get in there for a stop, but they're able to take him down in the backfield for a loss.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain. Truth be told, the tight end probably would have been better off dropping that ball. But let's talk about this corner. Not only diagnosing the play, but being physical enough to bring the big tight end down for a loss.
He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
So on fourth down, out comes Ryan Wright to punt for Minnesota. Out to return this for the Packers, it's Keyshawn Nixon. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. First and 10 now from the 36. They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. A nice pickup moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. That complete to Jacobs. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's Love. This one is caught by Reed.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
It's the tight end Kraft in motion. On second down, Jacobs. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Here's 3rd and 2. The man in motion is Watson. We'll try to run it here with Jacobs. He will not be able to get to the edge. They shut him down. Taken down behind the line. And it's 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. Play action now. It's McCarthy. He's got a man open. It's Sherfield. And he is taken down, but not before they're able to get it out of danger up past the 25. Up the middle, here's Jones. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Off the bootleg, it's McCarthy. Quick throw here is complete. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. We'll try and run for the 1st down with Jones.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
They'll fake the give, and now it's McCarthy. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
On the draw, here's Jones. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. 3rd and long. To throw is McCarthy. Here comes the screen to Jones. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Here's Ryan Wright now. We'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. Jordan Love and the rest of the Packer offense ready for their next possession. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. On the bootleg, it's Love. He's going to go deep, looking for Reed. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. That's caught right side. It's the tight end Musgrave. Throwing on 2nd down, Love. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete. Mike, I don't really even think this is much of a conversation. On the plus side of the 50, I think you've got to keep your offense on the field, stay aggressive, and try to maintain possession. You get field position like this, you want to make sure this drive ends with some sort of points.
He gets that complete as he hits Reed.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Christian Watson, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 2nd down. From the gun, it's Love. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Here's Love. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. McCarthy now to throw on 1st and 10. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
At this level, you just would expect a little bit better execution and accuracy on those intermediate throws. I think he had an opportunity there for a nice pickup. Off target, off rhythm, and ends up getting away from him.
And that'll be in and out of his hands. It's incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. The Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. Here's their punter now, as he is on to punt for Minnesota. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. Josh Jacobs and the Packers offense heading back onto the field. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen.
You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
And he'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line. That's a timeout for Green Bay. It'll be their second, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. Now Love. Now he'll run it.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Here's 2nd and 6. Love. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Luke Musgrave, the tight end, was the intended target there. And now it's going to be 3rd down. Throwing is Love. Open man, right side. He's got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down. Love to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Certainly not one of his better throws, but what I've loved out of this quarterback today, Mike, was just how aggressive he's remained throughout the entire course of the game. Continue to push the ball downfield. Even if it falls incomplete, it opens up everything else in this passing game, and they've had their way so far today.
That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered, and that is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis. And it's the Colts on top as that one approaches halftime. Michael Thomas, a touchdown reception. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And as you see, they are currently all tied with the visiting Denver Broncos. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And that one all tied. It was the Packers' leading man, quarterback Jordan Love, who turned in a solid performance in that first half. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys have the lead at halftime.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. Chandler now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. On the give, it's Jones. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. He's got his tight end, Hawkinson. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Slot man in motion right. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And a short pickup, too, about the 42-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's McCarthy. A short one taken by Hawkinson.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
To the right side, this is Jones. He'll inch forward for maybe a yard. Jair Alexander up from the secondary to make the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. They run it once more with Jones. And he'll get forward for a couple. Adrian Cooper, the rookie, is there on the tackle. Converted twice on third down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a third time? Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Again, it's Jones. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss, and it's 2nd down.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And this offensive line, creating running space, he'll get 6 and get inside the 10-yard line. To the air on third down is McCarthy. Taking off, and he's in! J.J. McCarthy, touchdown Minnesota. That is a heartbreaker for the defense. They took away what he wanted to do in the air, Greg, but that scrambling ability gets him to the end zone for the touchdown.
And the reason he was able to take advantage with his legs here, Mike, is he made a fast decision realizing there was nowhere to go with the ball. The amount of guys the defense had in coverage took those passes away. He tucked the ball down, took advantage of the space, and he was able to take it all the way.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here's Nixon on the return. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out there. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. 1st and 10. Now Love. There's that man again. Another catch. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. A good play action with Love. That complete to Jacobs.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Now a 3rd and 2. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. On 3rd down, they go with Jacobs. A gain there of 11. 1st down, Packers.
Nice pickup there by Jacobs, and I really like this signing this offseason, Mike. I mean, with the departure of Aaron Jones going to Minnesota, they know how important that backfield is alongside Jordan Love. Can he help this Packers offense take that next step forward? And certainly done his part so far.
Here's 2nd and 2. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Love to throw it on 1st down. He'll go underneath to Jacobs. And he will score. Josh Jacobs. Touchdown, Green Bay.
So often these defenses come into the game, Mike, and when they build their pass defense plan, there's tight ends, there's receivers, there's so many weapons that these offenses around the league have at their disposal. It could be easy sometimes to not account for the running back out of the backfield, and that's exactly what happened here. Easy throw, get it into the hands of one of the most dynamic guys on the field, and let them do the rest after the catch, and he takes it in for a touchdown.
Following the touchdown, here's Sly to kick it away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here comes Aaron Jones and the Viking offense as they take over once more. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. They run straight ahead with Jones. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. He'll try and get there on the ground. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. But this is taken in by a teammate. A gain of 11 on that one. 1st down, Minnesota. On the handoff, Jones. The ball comes out. And this is taken in by the defense.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tip.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. From the gun, it's a run, and it's Jones. And he's going to have that 1st down across midfield and down to the 46-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
And he'll maneuver his way down to the 44. Adrian Cooper, the rookie, is there on the tackle. Now a handoff, Jones. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down. To throw, it's McCarthy. going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Byron Murphy there on the stop. 2nd down and 8. Off the play fake. Here's Love. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. 10 catches now in the game. They've gone his way early and often. That one for a 1st down. A run up the middle with Jacobs. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Back to throw is Love. That's Dobbs open left side. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Running is Jacobs. And he's not going to get the 1st down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
Well, this seems pretty straightforward. 3rd and 1, just dial up a run play and run straight downhill. But this defense had other plans. They were ready and expecting that run, and they're able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Packers set to kick this one away. This will be returnable from his own 15. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the 3rd. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 7. In motion, it's Jefferson. Up the middle, here's Jones. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. Here is a big one. 3rd down and 2. They'll try and run for the 1st down with Jones. It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. A fair catch signaled and taken at about the 18-yard line. The Packers offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. A 2nd down throw for Love. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
He'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Well, that second down play call is not real fancy, but at this point, Mike, they're in a battle with the clock. How much time can they run off and try to protect this lead? But now it brings up a pretty interesting third down. Can they keep the ball and finish this thing on offense, or are they going to have to punt it away and have their defense finish the game? When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Vikings offense and Aaron Jones set to take over once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. In motion, it's Jefferson. On third down, here's Jones. And he will take this up past the 30-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down. Running left, it's Jones. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, they give it to Jones. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to third down. Here's McCarthy. And this ball incomplete on third down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
To return, it's Nixon. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Packers offense running back Josh Jacobs heading back on the field. And he's had trouble getting on track in this one. Really limited space to find an opening. The defensive front stopping him multiple times. Generally, he has not been a big factor in this game to this point. On first down, it's Love. That's caught right side. It's the tight end Musgrave. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch. And it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
In motion, Reed. They'll run the draw with Jacobs. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Love. He's going to keep it himself.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
We'll try to run it here with Jacobs. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. Good for a Green Bay first down.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
Here's a 2nd and 6. In motion, Reed. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's going to bring this one close to a first down. Looks like they'll mark him just a yard short. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. Now, Jacobs. And he will have a Packers first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
That's to his tight end, Musgrave.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And he's going to have the first down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Luke Musgrave. Touchdown, Packers. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Slides extra point, up and good. And the Packers will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Slide to kick it away. Chandler now to return it. He'll get across the 20, mark him at the 22-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to get back to work. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Now McCarthy. Got a man, that's Sherfield. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Hawkinson. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. He keeps it himself. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. This one brought in by Hawkinson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. That's caught once again by Hawkinson. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. That's caught by Jones out of the backfield. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line. He's got a receiver. It's Addison. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. They've got all 3 timeouts left, but need to score quick. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. To throw once more. Here's McCarthy. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. And it'll lead to a 2nd and goal. Throwing again is McCarthy. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
You can feel them starting to press a little bit, especially with this passing game. They find themselves so close to the end zone, they got to get it over the goal line. You got to be a little bit more accurate. You got to be a little bit smarter with the ball.
Oh, man, left wide open. Good play design there. Jordan Addison, touchdown Vikings. He's doubled his touchdown output for the season in one game. That's his 3rd of the game, his 6th this year. The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3, a field goal here in the 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Nixon on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Packers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their 1st, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Dobbs headed in motion. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Now Love. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The visitors' offense and Jordan Addison getting ready to get back on the field. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Open man downfield. It's Addison. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. There's a throw right side. Going to be incomplete. Another try, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. Oh, and a crusher there. He can't get a throw away, and he's taken down. On 3rd and long, here's McCarthy. That one complete to Sherfield. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. A nice throw by the rookie out of Michigan. It's going to be good enough for a 1st down.
And these are the throws that when they evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball, and while that's certainly important, to be able to make the throws from sideline to sideline, especially in those intermediate zones, drive the ball through space, because in this league, an open window is going to close in a hurry.
This one is on target, and it is good. And we are almost certainly bound for overtime.
And that's just a big-time kick right there. I mean, think about all the things running through this kicker's head. He knows if he misses it, this game's over. But he's cool. He's calm. He steps up, takes a deep breath, and he knocks it through to extend this game.
Love to throw on 1st and 10. He'll take a shot for Watson. And penalty flags come in as it winds up incomplete, but no doubt there was contact there. So, here's the kicker, Joey Sly in a pressure spot. This to win the game. This kick is good. And it's celebration time. A walk-off victory on the game's final play. So, it's a win for the Packers. They get the victory away from home in the division. Those are so valuable. And they'll get another shot in their place next time, later in the season. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Packers are winners as we say so long from legendary Lambeau Field.